Ms. Landgraf, can you hear me? I do not have Mr. Gunning.
He's in the Bayfield County. He's in the Bayfield County Jail. I just found that out at the end of last week.
Is he being revoked? I know he had some things up there. I thought he was on probation or something.
In Ashland, he was in Ashland County Jail for quite a while. I think he was revoked and sentenced there. And then Bayfield had a warrant for him on a pending case. So then he got transferred over there. And it looks like he has a status conference in that case later this week. We are looking at trying to dismiss and read in this case with one of his pending cases, but we just have to get the logistics lined up, really.
And it's going to be resolving soon.
His Bayfield County case?
Whatever one you're looking at having this be discussed and read in.
We were hoping to do it with this Ashland County case, but there were some communication errors and it didn't get done. So we're looking at doing it with Bayfield, and I'm not sure what the exact status is. Once the status happens on that case this week, then I'll know a lot more about what direction we're going in or how long it will take.
Ooh. Hold up Bayfield County case 23 CF 39, taking judicial notice of, well, I'm not even on the record, but I'm going to take judicial notice of it. That's a very serious matter. Status conference. Well, hopefully this one can resolve soon, and then
skip ahead if you don't want narration. The original video continues after this. This case is already a legal juggling act. Multiple counties, multiple warrants, serious drug allegations, and a defendant who isn't even in the courtroom. What you're hearing right now is the court trying to decide whether to merge cases or keep them separate, and that decision could dramatically change the consequences. When judges start talking about bigger fish to fry, that's a warning sign. Stay with us, because what happens next could determine whether accountability gets streamlined or escalated.
I wouldn't oppose having this read in, but because it looks like he has bigger fish to fry, but I'm not going to wait and hang out for a long time for the Bayfield County case to resolve. This one's going to have to resolve because it is a separate matter, separate county, separate issue. We'll go on the record in the matter 25 CT08, State of Wisconsin versus Zachary Gunning. The state appears through District Attorney Kevin Schmidt in person. We have Renee Landgraf appearing by video conferencing with approval of the court. Her client, Mr. Gunning, doesn't appear. Off the record, the court was updated of Mr. Gunning's status. He's currently in Bayfield County Jail, awaiting his matter in that case. That is, the court took judicial notice of Bayfield County 23 CF 39 case. Serious allegations in that matter: possession with intent, amphetamine, methamphetamine, possession, amphetamine, LSD, psilocybin, possession of controlled substances, and 6 felony bail jumps. This matter is, the court, Burnett County's case is looking at being possibly dismissed and read into the Bayfield County matter. It would need approval of both courts in order to do so. Off the record, the court did inform that this court will not wait a significant amount of time to have those cases resolve. Due to the seriousness of that matter, the court is not sure on where the Bayfield County matter is heading. And so we'll have to have a status on this matter and keep apprised of the Bayfield County case. If the Bayfield County case resolves in a shorter amount of time, again, this court would consider allowing it to be dismissed and read in with the Bayfield County matter. I believe the offer was at least in.
Skip ahead if you don't want narration. The original video continues after this. This case is already a legal juggling act. Multiple counties, multiple warrants, serious drug allegations, and a defendant who isn't even in the courtroom. What you're hearing right now is the court trying to decide whether to merge cases or keep them separate, and that decision could dramatically change the consequences. When judges start talking about bigger fish to fry, that's a warning sign. Stay with us, because what happens next could determine whether accountability gets streamlined or escalated.
Our case, not including the Bayfield County matter, was to get licensed and dismissed.
Judge, that's what we were very much hoping for, but due to these cases, and he still has pending cases in Ashland County too. But the case we were hoping to get, that one was a revocation of a deferred agreement on an OAR, which would have made sense to have this one dismissed and read in with that case. But given that he's been incarcerated a lot, we're kind of losing hope that he's actually going to be able to do the things that he needs to do to get his license back. I know he needed his birth certificate from Michigan, and that was a huge obstacle. His girlfriend, she's in pretty regular contact with me by text message, and she's still hopeful that they're going to get that, and that's going to be the key to getting his license. But I don't know how long he's going to remain in custody at this point.
Is it still Crystal Brady? That's who was his girlfriend, I think, at the beginning of this matter.
It's the same. It's the same one.
Okay, let's get a status set. Shorter turnaround status, just so we can know what's going on. Ms. Landgraf, can you do February 9th at 2:00?
February 9th at 2 p.m. And that would be by Zoom?
That's fine.
Okay. Yep.
February 9th at 2 p.m. We'll have an update on where Mr. Gunning is in his Bayfield County matters. The court is taking judicial notice of Ashland County cases 25 CF 97 and 25 CF 61. Those cases have arraignments on February 17th at 1. So we're not quite sure where those are going either. All right, thank you. We'll see you on February 9th.
Thank you.
We are adjourned. Cases 25 CF 97 and 25 CF. Whose telephone is 327-3604?
Dustin James.
All right. We will go on the record in the matter 24 CT84, State of Wisconsin versus Dustin James. The state appears through District Attorney Kevin Schmidt in person. Mr. James appears by telephone conference with the approval of the court. We're set for a status conference. He had a warrant which has been quashed.
Notice the shift in tone here. Unlike the previous case, this defendant is present, responsive, and actively explaining steps toward compliance. The judge still holds him accountable. Missing court is never taken lightly, but there's also room for progress. This moment highlights a major courtroom truth: effort matters. So here's the question for you. Should courts be stricter across the board, or should judges factor in genuine attempts to get back on track?
He failed to come to court on December 15th. Why weren't you in court, Mr. James?
I thought it was on the 17th, as well as my probation officer. We both thought it was the 17th, so we had the appointment set up for that day as well. And when I went to go see, I realized that I missed it. We were off 2 days.
All right, I'm going to say that both, I know you are well-versed in CCAP online, but I know for sure that your agent is well-versed on how to use CCAP online. So you both should have been aware of what date and time it was. Where are you in the process of getting your license?
Okay, so I got the fine pretty much all paid. And tomorrow, well, since I was absent from Aurora for over a year, tomorrow I go back in at 10 a.m. and redo my assessment.
Oh, good.
And with Jess, and then I'll know more after tomorrow. So, I mean, I'll be enrolled back into that program so I can go forward again.
That is all good news. Okay. So let me give you another date so you can update the court. I can do February 27th at 10:15. February 27th at 10:15. I don't care if you appear by Zoom, if you appear by telephone, etc. I just want to get an update on where you are in terms of completing the follow through. Okay.
Okay.
February 27th, 10:15.
Thank you.
Is your address still the same? Do we still send it to Park Road number 32?
No, my address has changed. It's 63, I believe it's 639, North Street, Grantsburg, Wisconsin.
639 North Street, Grantsburg, Wisconsin.
Yes.
And telephone, I have a
North
different number
Nelson
that you've
Street.
called on today. Is this number that you called on today the number to contact you?
Yes, ma'am.
715-327-3604. That is your new number?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. We'll
On
see
that
you.
address,
Go ahead.
it's 639 North Nelson. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, North Nelson. Okay. Thank you. We'll update your. Mr. Jacobowski, can you hear me?
Yes.
We will go on the record in the matter 23 CF 200, State of Wisconsin versus Matthew Jacobowski. We have Department of Corrections Agent Gretchen Annabis appearing in person. We have Mr. Jacobowski appearing by video conferencing with approval of the court due to the weather. We're set today in this matter for a probation review hearing. I have received a packet of information from Department of Corrections, as well as the amount that's owing for restitution and for court costs and fees. Ms. Annabis, Mr. Jacobowski was not able to be placed on our normal restitution court time block, which we have just started this year because he was already set for today prior to. I did receive your letter. I believe it was back in December as it relates to Mr. Jacobowski, and that he does currently have outstanding restitution in the amount of $863.64, which I believe, I can't recall what the total amount was ordered at the time.
I think it was 1,500. Yep.
Yes. All right. Miss Annabis, what can you fill me in on and what do you want me to know?
I've received a progress report from Minnesota indicating that he has obtained a caseworker that has helped him get an apartment, which he pays $110 for. And he is also working on obtaining a job. Last I spoke to him, he has not had a job. And also when obtaining this progress report, I have no further supervision updates, other than he has been in contact with his agent. And at this time, in regards to his restitution, the department just requests 1 year extension or until financials are paid in full.
Okay. All right, Mr. Jacobowski, it sounds like you're trying to rebuild your life or trying to get a little bit more stable, which I do commend. I do have to get stronger with you with regards to paying back restitution, and that means I'm going to place you in a restitution court, which means that if I fail to see regular payments monthly, at least towards the restitution, then there would be consequences and sanctions such as jail time, because it's very important that you pay back your restitution. It's very important that the victims are made whole. So do you understand that?
Yep. Yes.
And so you are currently in Minnesota. I have a Grand Street apartment 1002 as an address. Is that correct?
Yes, that's my, unit number. It's a 15 East Grant Street, apartment 1002, Minneapolis, Minnesota 55403.
And I have two telephone numbers, and I'm not sure which one is accurate or correct, or if they both are. I have one ending in 3531 and one ending in 8475.
The 3531, right now. 3531 is
Okay.
my number. And I gotta pay on that phone bill too. Before it gets shut off here to the next couple days, but I'm gonna up the time either way. So,
Okay, so
and the best,
You are in-
the
that's
best way to,
fine. I just need an idea.
okay.
Okay, so you're in the process now of looking for a job. You have an apartment and now you need a job so that you could, you can support yourself. Where have you been looking?
I've just been looking on Indeed. On Indeed.
How many
and
applications have you put out?
I keep putting them out, a lot, you know. At least a
doesn't
couple
tell
of
me anything.
at least a couple a day, you know.
Couple a day?
And it's not like nobody even really gets back to me, or as soon as I get like to going on some paperwork, they run my background and then they don't want me, you know. It's all on this whole internet job thing hasn't done me no justice, because you don't ever get to see, you don't ever get the chance of meeting somebody or whatever, you know. It's
I understand.
you know, so that's where I'm kind of running into problems here with it, you know.
Okay, Mr. Jacobowski, what kind of jobs have you been applying to?
Just warehouse jobs. I've tried to get jobs at Taco Bell or Wendy's, or they don't even hire. They're not even willing to hire me, really, you know. Or they're full of their staffing is full or whatever, you know. So I've been applying anywhere and everywhere.
Do you have a vehicle?
At the moment, no.
How are you planning on getting to employment if you find it?
A bus, a bike. So basically, it's got to be on the bus line, or, you know.
When did you get this apartment?
Back in November, I moved in November 13th. Of last year. Just this, 2025. I've been funding it through the general assistance I've been receiving, and they just kind of cut me. I got to get a medical opinion form filled out again here today or tomorrow, or here this week or whatever, in order to get paid for March. So, because I got I guess I got the month of February, and then if I don't get this medical opinion form filled out, I won't have general assistance, but I should be able to get it filled out here.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. It sounds like you're in the process of applying for jobs, and it sounds like you're meeting what I was going to tell you, what I was going to require. But I am going to require that you apply for at least 5 jobs a week.
Yep.
And you keep proof of that, because you're going to need to show the Department of Corrections 5 jobs a week. And once you do have a job, then after your first paycheck, you're going to have to start making payments towards your restitution. And I'm going to say, I'm not sure when you're going to get a job, but I'm going to say once you do get a job, and after the 2 weeks when you're going to get a check, you must start making at least $100 per month payments towards your restitution. I'm scheduling you for restitution court in April on April 13th at 2:30. April 13th at 2:30. That is an in-person appearance. However, due to the fact that you don't have a vehicle, that you are in Minneapolis, and that you are financially strapped, I would consider allowing you to appear by video again, like you're doing so here today. But that's where I'm going to check to make sure that you're compliant, that you've applied for at least 5 jobs a week, that hopefully you have a job, and that you've been starting to make your $100 a month in restitution payments. If you don't, and I find that you're still unemployed, still not working, still not able to figure out how to pay back the restitution, then I will go over potential sanctions and consequences, because I do have to make sure that you are working the hardest that you can to get a job so that you can pay back the restitution. The court costs and fees are they're the least of my concern. It's getting this restitution paid back. So, do you understand your assignment and the orders until your April 13th court date?
Yep. Yep. I'll be able to, I could afford at least $25 a month right now or whatever, you know. It's about all I can do right now. So I'm going to start paying something on it. So.
Well, Mr. Jacobowski,
You know.
thank you for that. Then why don't you start paying at least $25 a month until you get that job, and then increase it to $100. And we will see you in April and get another update. And even though you are being supervised by Minnesota, I still want you to stay in contact with Miss Annabis, because she is overseeing you here in Burnett. And I do need to make sure that you are doing those job searches, and that I'm going to need to have an update on whether or not you did get a job. And so we can go from there. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
And
Thank you.
all right.
We'll see you on April 13th. Anything else, Miss Annabis?
I don't think so. I will make sure to send job logs over to your agent so you can fill them out and then return them to me.
Okay. And that's at
All right.
2:30, correct?
Correct.
Okay. 2:30. And I can use the same Zoom number or whatever.
You still have it's an in-person appearance, but
Yep.
I would consider a Zoom with the same information that you got today. But you're going to have to ask permission ahead of time. Okay.
Okay. So call. Okay. All right. I will do.
All right. Thank you.
Today's courtroom revealed 2 very different legal paths. One defendant faces mounting consequences across multiple counties with unresolved felony exposure, while another is being closely monitored with structured expectations to rebuild stability and repay restitution. The judge made it clear, progress earns patience, but accountability is non-negotiable. These cases show how the justice system balances consequences with opportunity. If you found this case as shocking as we did, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.